Hey guys, Majeffrey's here, and welcome back to Somerset Hills International Resort. It's been a while since we last visited the resort, and as you can see, a couple of things that may look slightly different, but at the moment it's pretty much the same as it was before, with the hotel having just been completed. What I'm doing here is I'm going into the main atrium where the restaurant is, and I'm just sort of decorating it a little bit more, making it look a little more attractive, because it was pretty ugly with all the grey inside there. So I'm just decorating it with a few trees, and I've got the fountains in there as well, and yeah, the whole thing looks a little bit better. The outside, however, is still ugly as sin. The whole thing is getting redone on the outside. The only thing that's remaining is the pathways around the outside, and of course the hotel building itself. Everything else is getting bulldozed and rebuilt. Just trying to remember what I did and how I did it. Rebuilding the bridge there, or at least the outside of the bridge. Ground, that's the first one. I keep going to call it the paint, but that's not right. The colour of the ground, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. You'd think that the muddy brown colour, considering it's water and wet ground turns to mud, you think that would look the most realistic, but it didn't. So I've gone for this sort of white coloured rock effect, which I think actually, just from this you can see how much better it really looks. And also I've gone for the grass with the white stones in, because again that checkered grass, it only really looks good in small areas. When you do it over a vast area, it just looks ugly. So the sooner I got rid of that, the better, basically. I was very happy to see it go. It looks so bad, so ugly. I'm going to use that word a lot in this episode, I think, ugly, because before this whole redecorating and remodeling, it was just ugly. I can't say it any better than that. It was just ugly. And obviously you guys haven't seen it yet, but I've seen the end result, and I'm so pleased with how it's turned out now. It just looks so much nicer. So at this point we're just placing random trees, one on each corner of the hotel. More will become clear a little later on. Putting small amounts of flowers around the outside as well. Changing the landscape a little bit here, so that it would look a little bit better when I put the flowers around, as you can see. Some more flowers going around there. Those flowers have already been done. And we're going to put bushes between windows, like so, and like that. And then we're going to put some, sugar pines, small sugar pines. And then we're going to fill the rest of the gaps with flowers. So there's flowers in front of all the windows, doesn't block the view, keeps things looking nice. And obviously it blends in with the flowers in the corner as well, which is nice. That's another word I'm going to use a lot during this episode, is nice. Everything's lovely. And put two large trees out the front there as like signature posts. And then we were debating what trees to put out the front. I decided to go with the duck ones. I had put rose bushes between them, but did a bit of a debate, had some outside opinions, and it looks better just like that. So we kept it like that. Put the hedgerows around the outside here, preferably without accidentally deleting trees and putting them in the wrong place. Bit of a side note about the Somerset Hotel building. It's one of the largest buildings that I've constructed on Roller Coaster Tycoon. Even ride buildings I tend to keep quite small. So I'm really, really pleased with how it turned out. I hope you guys like it just as much. It's a real signature structure for the resort. And I think I've mentioned this in earlier videos. If not, I'll say it now. All three parks are going to have a signature structure somewhere in the park. And then obviously Somerset Plaza, which is this area here. Well, at least that's what it's called for now. It might change at a later date. That's... what was I saying? Oh yeah, Somerset Plaza. The hotel is the signature structure for that. So wherever you are in the plaza, you'll be able to see the hotel. and it will stand out basically. That's the plan. Another plan that's going slightly wrong is, you can see I'm trying to put boats in, but the moat was just wide enough for boats, which is fine. The problem then was entrance and exits and things like that. It just, there was no room for them, and I couldn't adjust the land because of the water level lowering and the boats being lost. So that plan was also abandoned. Still looking for a way of transporting guests around the plaza. You see the monorails and the tram systems, they sort of died a death. They weren't really working out. Nothing was working out. So for now, that's all on hiatus. We'll come back to that at a later date. Hopefully we'll have a better plan in place. Flowers. Again, you know, I like flowers. Flowers look nice. They're good decoration. They're very useful to have. Yeah, that's basically it. They look nice. It fills a square, and if you look at it from a distance, it's all vibrant and multicoloured and things. It looks really nice. So that is what I'm going to do here. But first of all, I'm going to decorate the pathways a little bit more. Fill in these gaps a little bit, as you can see. This is the tedious, time-consuming section. So I think at this point I'm going to start talking about something, you know, go off on a bit of a tangent. Maybe start talking about future plans again. Again, I can't actually remember if I've already revealed this, but Somerset Hills International Resort will have 3 main parks. They're the only 3 that are planned at this moment in time. I doubt there will be any more than 3 because of the way it's set out. But if you're approaching the hotel from the front, on your right hand side will be Global Ventures. Straight ahead of you will be Wild Realms, and to the left of you will be Ultimate Splashdown. I think I've included this in the video descriptions for the first few episodes, which, by the way, if you haven't watched the first few episodes, I strongly advise you to go check them out, because they give a bit of a background information as to what's going on here. And you know, I think they're pretty good videos, so you might as well go and check them out. And I think in the description of those videos it describes the project that's going on here and the idea behind it and things like that. It gives you an idea as to what Global Ventures, Wild Realms and Ultimate Splashdown are. I'm not going to say too much in this episode, so it makes you want to go back and watch the old episodes, which I really hope you guys do. But yeah, that's how it's going to be. It's going to be a 4-sided square. The 4th side of the square, which is the one that you've just walked in from, that goes off to the car parks. You might have seen my other series that I'm doing currently on Train Simulator 20. It was 13, but now it's 2014. Somerset Hills Railway. Basically what happens is places like Thorpe Park and Chesington and Alton Towers and Legoland, all their car parks are right outside the park gates. However, at Somerset Hills, because of the landscape, that wasn't necessarily possible. There's a small car park for disabled guests and priority parking and things like that, but because of the landscape, it was impossible to build a large car park big enough for the whole resort. So the railway, the Somerset Hills Railway, was extended from East Hill Station up to Somerset Hills. The car parks were built down at East Hill, and a shuttle service was introduced, which you've seen in my Somerset Hills Railway video, which is either a DMU service or something like that, which goes from East Hill to Somerset Hills and back, and it will do that all day long, ferrying guests to and from the car park. So you'll see in a later episode I put a few banners down and a few signs describing, you know, car park this way via trains. That's how it works basically. So one side of the square has Global Ventures, the theme park. One side of the square has Wild Realms, the safari park. One side has Ultimate Splashdown, the water park, and the 4th side, as well as having the entrance to the hotel, it also leads off to the railway station and to the car parks. Going back to the video, we see we finished the outside, or the inside fence I should say, the border fence for the pathway, and now we're putting the flowers in. And then once that's done, you can see again It's not so much that I changed my mind, but I found new things and came up with a couple new ideas, and that's what we're doing here. And then we're just filling the gap in with some more flowers. And I think that looks kind of nice. It brings it takes away. Well, it brings a bit of variety into it. That's what I was going to say first, and it takes away some of the straight line effect by putting those curves in the corner there. At this point, I'm trying to find trees to fill the gap. I try and place trees as randomly as I can, but from experience, I found that sometimes you try to place things randomly and it ends up looking deliberate. So you might see here, I place a tree completely at random, and then I end up deleting it and moving it somewhere else because it looks like it's been deliberately placed there. Maybe it's just me being me, maybe I've got a bit of OCD or a bit of perfectionism, but I like things to look as good as possible, so that's what I strive to achieve with this especially. This is the largest project I've ever attempted on Roller Coaster Tycoon. I think it's one of the largest projects I've ever attempted in my life, actually, to be honest. So I want to make it right. I don't mind not quite getting it right first time, because I know I can always go back and fix it if need be. But I like to try and get it as good as possible on the first attempt, because then if I do need to go back and change a couple of things, I don't have to change as much. You can see some of the trees have been placed now. I'm trying to go for multicolored trees as well, so there's a bit of vibrancy about it. All different size trees, try and get as much variety in there as possible, make it look really nice. And you can see already, especially with the colours of the hotel as well, it's really starting to blend in together and it looks really, really nice. At least that's my opinion. If there might be some of you out there who don't like it at all. If there are, I'd like to know why you don't like it, and there might be a solution to that problem. So yeah, if there's anything that you'd like me to change about that building, let me know. Obviously, I'm not going to knock the whole lot down, so try not to suggest that, because I will just ignore it. And yeah, you can see here that I'm trying to put down flowers on the inside here as well. What was I trying to do? Oh yeah, that's right. Just fill in the gap there like that. Again, this is just to finish it off and make it look as nice as possible. So yeah, that's basically all I'm trying to do, is just jazzing it up, making it look as nice and as neat and as finished as possible for now. And then the next episodes we'll start working on other areas of the plaza, and maybe even start working on a park. That might have been a spoiler alert there, actually. Wouldn't it be brilliant if we could actually move on and start building a park, or at least the entrance to a park? That would be really cool, wouldn't it? So you'll have to stay tuned, guys, and see if that happens. As for this episode, it's starting to draw to a close. You can see we're just putting in some fences at the end here to try and make this look nice as well, and also segregate the guests from the flowers, because the last thing you want in any park, or any place for that matter, is anybody to be walking all over your lovely flowers that you've spent ages putting in and taking care of. So the fences go in almost immediately. We put the boundary bit in first, and then we extend upwards with the fence, and obviously you see the flowers have already gone in. Have I already said this? The episode drawing to a close? I think I have. It is drawing to a close now, for real. We've only got a couple of seconds left, really. So I might as well use this time to start summing up the episode. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the little red box below. If you have subscribed to my channel, thank you for your continued support. And until next time, guys, I will see you soon.